Thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here, I'm Cynthia Greer, spiritualist who works at the in-depth level of the soul. I cover all aspects to help you plug into your higher consciousness, begin to use a higher amount of your brain capacity and access your true talents and abilities that maybe have gone unnoticed through your upbringing or through the state of consciousness that you have been living in that is actually sucking out your energy to move forward with your life and live at your fullest level. And this is what we are going to talk about. But first, if you enjoy my videos, please like, subscribe, share, press the notification buttons, as that helps this channel tremendously, as I am 100% self-funded with no monetization or sponsorship. Okay, moving beyond your twin flame connection. Now, this seems like an impossibility for many individuals who are in a real twin flame connection that is not brought on by delusion, fantasy, and illusion. It is the real deal, but a physical union is impossible due to the fact that there has been a death with one of you, or that the other twin is in a partnership with someone else, or in the various levels of addiction, and also unawareness. They are just so connected into 3D that they don't acknowledge your union on a spiritual level at all. And there are many stages that we as twin flames go through when we find out who this connection is. And if you've read my book, Twin Flames Beyond the Veil of Illusion, or my book, Twin Flames Healing the Shattered Heart When Union Isn't Possible, I openly talk about what I went through during the healing process, which is quite an upheaval, because when you find out, your life is usually turned upside down unless both of you are 100% sure that you want to be together in this timeline, and you are ready to meet the challenges that are going to come, because there are no options. You know you have to be together. And I've known quite a few twin flame couples that mastered it, and they are in union to this day. They have families. Some even have grandchildren now. But they have always told me that there wasn't an option. They knew they had to be together and face whatever was coming their way. So when you don't have that with your twin flame, when it is one-sided and you are the one that is willing to face the obstacles and work through it together, and they are not, and you are either told, I don't want this, I don't ever want to speak with you again, I've chosen someone else, or you are just cut off, ghosted, blocked, with no explanation. It is a call to higher consciousness, because all twin flame connections, whether people want to believe this or not, are revealed for specific spiritual reasons in order for the growth of the soul to reach such a high level that it is of a cosmic service at some point here on earth and then beyond. This is what ascension is all about. And ascension is something that when many who are in the thralls of all the twin flame dogma and the rules and the regulations don't understand, because they are so focused on the importance of this spiritual connection. But the soul, in order to develop to its highest level, has to take the lessons that it learned when it was living a dysfunctional life. So basically, at some point the soul wakes up, if they are in alcoholism, drug addiction, or with a partner that is, and that partnership has not segued into anything positive. It's only brought poverty and abuse and ignorance. When the soul decides, I want a functional life, I want to live a life in abundance and prosperity and cleanliness, they will opt to rise above that connection by physically leaving it. But a lot of twin flames, where they get stuck, is they think they can change their twin. They think that their love alone is going to bring them out of methamphetamine use or alcoholism. And in many cases, they miss what their true calling really is. Or they may be in a career that they have worked hard to attain their success, and then they backslide because the focus is no longer there, because the twin flame connection has become all-consuming. And this is never the way God intended for it to be. Because everything we experience, even if we hit rock bottom in the process of that experience, is given to us. We're allowed to go to rock bottom in order to reach up to the divine that is calling to us that we have ignored in our ignorance and in our willfulness of wanting someone to be someone that they can not possibly be because of the level of consciousness they are at. And in many cases, the other twin has lost the brain capacity. They have perhaps gone into early dementia or full-blown dementia that is inflicted specifically through the alcohol or drug use. And those parts of the brain are not going to come back in this lifetime. And that's a very hard fact to face when you are in a connection like this. But it can be done. And when you open to what ascension really is, and you are ready to let go of all of the dogma and all of the willful force and the hateful, controlling energy, you will begin the process of surrender. And this is when the help comes to you from a divine source, such as any one of the number of ascended masters who work to bring awareness to mankind on this earth, because they themselves have had many lifetimes, many decades, many centuries of soul development and have mastered the lower emotions. They have mastered obsession. They have mastered addiction. And they have taken a path of service specifically for the divine to help you and I. Because you are not meant to stay in obsession and the poverty and the mental illness that it will eventually bring you. And I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychiatrist. This is just my opinion. So I'm being very clear on this at this point. But what I have observed in the years that I have worked with twin flames, those who did not want to release, who couldn't let go, who felt that they simply couldn't live their life without their twin flame, and they willfully tried to force by always laying the blame. Or somebody else got them into the drug addiction. Somebody else forced them into the relationship. Somebody else is keeping their mind hostage. And with my love, I will change all this. I'm going to make sure they come out of it. I'm going to make sure they heal. It's not your job to do that. In those cases, the twin flame has chosen a designated path due to the level of consciousness they are at. And by you obsessing and trying to control and trying to get in there and do and be and not paying attention to your own life is going to cause you to lose valuable time that you will not be able to retrieve from this timeline in this lifetime. So you need to think about your mental health and the brain power you are using. Where's it going? Because where your consciousness is where your consciousness is going to manifest on a physical level. Do you want to live in true abundance of the mind that is going to give you an enriching and fulfilling life with like-minded souls who are on this earth to participate in this timeline because they are well aware of what the Aquarian age really is and why mankind and governments are reflecting the chaotic energies that we are being forced to deal with? Or do you want to stay in a level of consciousness where you keep repeating the same thing over again because it's not there with your twin? It can't possibly be because it isn't their time to awaken. When you have full trust and true faith in the God force that created you, at some point in your development, you will attain true divine unconditional love. And I talk about this in my Twin Flame Chakra series and in the 5 stages of Twin Flame Grief. I also talk about it in my Twin Flame books, Twin Flames Beyond the Veil of Illusion, and Twin Flames Healing the Shattered Heart. When you are ready and you want to physically change your life, all of the understanding must come on a mental level first, because only then can you gain full awareness of your emotions and how to heal and go with the flow. When you move forward in love and understanding, and you are ready to completely let go, you will gain the peace in your heart, and you will open to the guidance from those in the upper realms. I send you so much love and many blessings.